All right.
Oh,
So we need a prayer and a spiritual thought.
I'll say the prayer.
Okay.
Our Father in heaven, we're grateful for this day, and we're grateful for the opportunity we have to meet as a group. And Father, bless us with thy Spirit, that we'll continue to learn by the Spirit, and bless us that we'll have a good and safe weekend. And we say these things in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
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 Thank you.
So I've got a thought.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just remembering back to when Elder Holland spoke at devotional at BYU Idaho, and he talked about happiness being like a butterfly, and he says the harder or the more intensely you pursue happiness, the more it evades you. And then he related it to stopping and letting it land on your shoulder and kind of enjoying it. He said it doesn't mean that that butterfly will always be on your shoulder. It will fly away. But he said taking the time to stop and allow it into your life when it comes and just kind of enjoy it. And I was just kind of thinking about that today. I've kind of been in a funk kind of emotionally where it's just kind of been like a lot of stress, a lot of different things going different directions. And last night I had just like this really cool experience with my family. We were all just sitting and talking and laughing and stuff. And I just like felt really happy. And it was just like one of those just awesome memories. And that's what it made me think of, was just like be in the moment, enjoy it, be happy. You don't always have to be happy. Like that's not life. But when happiness does come, like don't and don't always be seeking happiness. Just kind of live your life. So, anyways,
Very nice.
that's
Like it.
Cool.
okay. Should we get into the meat of it?
Yeah. So Jackson, so Baden typed up the email offer.
Yeah.
Do you see that?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have anything you want to add?
Where'd it go? No, not that I saw one. No, after looking over it, no.
Cool.
Well, it looks like a good offer, and I think we're close. But somewhere we would like to negotiate is with the idea of hiring a new CEO to run the company. We want to keep the existing CEO running the company.
You don't say. Okay.
We want a new CEO just to bring in someone who has a lot more experience than the current CEO to be able to go and grow the company. She does have a little experience of just running it, up until now. Like, this thing's about to go really big, about to go nationwide and stuff. And we want someone who has that experience. And so we let her stay on the board, but we want a different CEO.
I'm honestly okay with her not being the CEO. as long as her and the other lady are still on the board. Like,
Yeah. Everything else looks great.
at least I think that's a better idea for the company to have an experienced CEO, because she knows about, like, she's been running like the business and stuff, and she's been running business out of carts and stuff like that, but she's not like experienced enough, I don't think.
Yeah.
So, Devin, what is your reasoning for keeping her on?
It's her company. She took it and ran with it, so she should keep running with it. But I agree with Adam. I think that as long as she's has some sort of say and is able to influence the company in a significant way, I think we'll be fine.
Okay.
Because it looks like all the other terms that we wanted have been met by this offer. It's better than the other two offers we got from the venture capital firms. Do you guys agree, Tommy and Evan?
Yep.
Definitely.
So the only thing that we're not getting what we want is for Sarah to be the CEO, but
I can live with that.
I was not thinking we were going to be able to do like all that much. So compromise is key.
Yeah. Give a little, take a little.
Okay. All right. So Jackson or Baden, do one of you guys want to do the post negotiation from the email, and then I'll do ours, and then we can go over our results?
Yeah, do we do that now?
Well, I think so, because the case discussion, the first question is review the summary data from the negotiation results.
We don't, in that email that we got, we don't have a post poll. We only had a pre-poll, and then it said, after the negotiations, the student on the MuMate side will report the outcomes using the poll entitled negotiation outcomes.
Oh, okay. All right, I'll just do that then.
Okay.
So did you reach
Yeah,
an
that's gonna-
agreement on investment from DuPage? Yes, we did. So 3 million first round.
Have we decided how the name of the company is pronounced? I think I've heard it 3 different ways so far, and I thought it was pronounced MuMate.
It says it in the case discussion.
MuMate.
MuMate.
Okay.
I mean, reading it in Spanish, it's MuMate.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I love mate. Mate.
dude, I hate mate.
Really?
Me too. I don't like.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah. I just had a bad experience in it. Ugh, no bueno.
Es riquísimo, man. Estás loco.
Yeah, he didn't remember what happened when he woke up the next morning.
Hey guys, so what's option pool size again?
I do not know.
Is that going to be the 75% of the equity that we're going to keep?
Yeah.
Option pool. Options. say that again, what you understood it to be, Adam?
Well, let me take. So it says, what will be the option pool size as percent of total shares outstanding after the round, including shares reserved for options? Assume that the option pool is created before DuPage invests.
Gotcha.
So it's
Isn't
wanting
it-
me to put a percentage in there.
Isn't the option pool, I may be totally wrong, but I was thinking that basically like when they start selling shares, they reserve, or maybe is that what it is, where they reserve like the ability to like sell like their maybe I'm thinking of the wrong thing, where they sell their shares at the initial offering price or something like that, or is that maybe thinking of a different thing?
I don't know. So here in the Maxwell confidential case, so our offer from Astoria, now it says, so option pool equals 17.5% of fully diluted shares after round closes. And then Prosper was 12.5% of fully diluted shares after round closes. I still don't know what that means.
Okay. I'm guessing undiluted means that we haven't started adding other people in and taking share percentage, or adding like, you get 1,000 shares, you get 1,000 shares, and then that drops your percentage. It's undiluted, so it's the original 12%.
So option pool is the shares of stock reserved for employees. So you said it was 17.5%?
Yeah, that was the first offer.
Yeah, so that's 17.5% of the stock, or of the shares, is reserved for the employees, is what that's saying.
Okay. So we didn't talk about that in your guys' offer.
No.
We say 10% of your 75 are reserved for employees.
Ooh. Let's do 15.
Okay.
Okay.
Deal. All right.
All right, cool. What board composition did you agree upon? How many board seats will be? So how many board seats will be filled by DuPage employees? One, and then one independent? Or two?
Probably one.
One, two MuMate co-founders, and one independent director. Acceptable by DuPage and MuMate.
We said Rodriguez, that Ed would be able to come.
Oh, right. Okay.
2 for
Yeah.
us.
Fair enough.
Okay. I submitted that. All right. Okay, we're ready to go move on to the case discussion.
Sweet. Okay.
Let's do it.
When it says to review the summary data, or is that just, what we agreed on?
Pre-money value lowest. Oh. I don't know.
Okay.
Pre-money value.
I don't know what that's asking.
Tommy's gone.
He was bored. Okay. What? So what? Sorry, I wasn't listening. What couldn't we figure out?
The first question, so it's which team had the highest pre-money value, the lowest, and where did your team fall?
Well, I don't know how to find the summary data for those. Or
Yeah, I don't
is it
know.
just talking about us, just like?
I guess just our negotiations.
Yeah.
So.
Or is it? Are there other groups in the class that we're supposed to be comparing against?
Oh, that's probably it.
But did you get any information after completing that poll?
No, it just said thank you for submitting.
Huh.
There's nothing on iLearn about the negotiation. It's only on the email. I just logged out. Let me go back in there.
What if it's talking about the other offers where the one was 2.5 and it was a 10 million valuation? The other one was 3 million, but it was a 7.5 million valuation. And then the offer we got here is a 3 million up front and a 12 million valuation. Could it be those?
Possibly.
Okay.
Turning down.
Well, if it is, then the one we got has the highest pre-money valuation.
Sweet. Which one had the lowest?
Prosper.
Okay. Where did your team fall? I don't. Ours was the highest.
Yeah, number one.
What? That's yeah. Okay. Choose teams that showed extreme performance and ask what happened that led to that result.
It must be talking about the other student groups.
Yeah.
If we figure out how to do that, sweet. Okay. Choose a student from the DPV and ask, what were your goals for this negotiation? Valuation of X. What is that?
12 million.
Okay. 12 million. And then IRR.
Of why?
What does IRR stand for again?
I think internal rate. Let's see.
Initial rate of return or something like that?
Yeah, that's it.
I
No,
think we were
internal
looking
rate.
for
Internal rate of return. That's what it is.
I think the case said something about 25%. We wanted 25%, and then
Yeah, it was 25% pre-tax of IRR.
that was our goal.
Nice.
Okay.
board seat.
Board seat, wasn't it?
We got 2, so
It
that's
was
pretty
2,
cool.
wasn't it? Yeah.
And then, how important is this deal to DPV? Once in a lifetime, pretty good, or pass? I think it was pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't think it was once in a lifetime because they only gave us, a certain amount to invest, like $3 million.
Right.
We invested everything they gave us, so it wasn't like, yeah.
I'd say it was I'd say it was a hard pass. Just kidding. No. Also, it was pretty good because I mean it wasn't just like you said. We invested everything they gave us. So.
Mm-hmm. And then does MuMate fit your investment focus? Yeah,
Well, it better if we're investing in it.
I know, or else we look like idiots right now.
So yes.
We just spent $3 million. No. Yeah, because we were looking for people who, healthy lifestyle, something that's on the brink of becoming huge. And that's
Right.
It is. Okay, your guys' turn.
Uh-oh. So, choose a student from the MuMate side. Ask, did the co-founders see things the same way, or were you focused on other interests? Write down in order of importance. So, I think the 2 most important things were the pre-money value and the board composition.
Okay.
Because they definitely needed at least 2.5 million to maintain their growth and to make their projections.
Yeah.
And then Sarah really wanted Taylor to be on the board. Deal terms. Obviously important.
Yeah.
Do you have anything, Devin?
I mean I agree there with those. I think the pre-money value, you need money up front. We got the board composition. The option pool, I didn't really see that as much of a bargaining tool. Like
They didn't really talk about it as much.
yeah.
The
So
deal
that's-
terms were important though, because how much equity we're going to give to DuPage.
Yeah.
Was really important. Okay. So how do differing priorities affect this type of negotiation? Who has the upper hand, DuPage or MuMate?
I guess they were concerned about, obviously getting a new CEO. I guess the pre-money value, or I guess that wasn't as big of a thing for them, because we wanted 2.5 and they gave us 3. So that we came out ahead on that aspect, I think. But I think where we kind of came out underneath was, we didn't get to keep her in as CEO because we needed the money and we wanted to expand. So those are kind of my feelings there.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's a good deal for both. Like we pretty much got what we wanted.
Yeah.
They got what they wanted. I think that DuPage will make a pretty good return on the company because it's like a really hot item, especially for that time, like 2010 or 2012. Like that's like when organic and like all those like really healthy products started booming, especially drinks.
Yeah.
So they picked the right time.
Yep.
So ask the MuMate side, how did the Astoria and Prosper term sheet affect your negotiation strategy? What are the pros and cons of Astoria, Prosper, and seeking capital from angels? So that term sheet, that affected my negotiation strategy because like Sarah Maxwell basically said, like, we're okay with taking either of these offers, but we want to get something in the middle. Just because they were very different. Like one was offering like, more money, but didn't offer a board spot for Taylor, which they didn't like. The other one was offering a lot less money, and not as good equity, but they were going to give them more control over decisions. So they liked that, but so they just wanted something in between, and that's what we ended up with.
Yeah.
Seeking capital from angels, the pros of that is that you're gonna get to keep a lot more equity. Cons though is like the angel investors won't really have as valuable advice as DuPage. Sounds like the DuPage board members are going to be really helpful and insightful as to like expanding a company nationwide, whereas angel investors are just offering money basically because they like your product or because they're your friend or something.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. Number 7. How'd the VC go about valuing MuMate?
So what exit value were they expecting?
Was it 12?
12
million?
We wanted like a post value of between 7 and 14 million.
Okay. And I think we got it 12.
Yeah, we got it at 12.
Okay.
That's a pretty wide range.
Yeah, that's a really big range. So then next question is, from that exit value, how much money did they need to receive in order to get 5 times to 10 times on their investment?
Oh, that was wrong. I just didn't.
So
is that 15? If they put in 3 mil,
yeah,
12 point.
Yeah, it'd be 15 million.
Ben, what did you say? You lagged.
Let's see.
Wouldn't it be 15 because we invested 3? So in order to make 5 times that, it would be 15 million.
Yeah.
That's what we're all saying. Okay.
So what share of equity would it be? So 15 million.
So what was the stock value at? 2 million. Where is it?
I keep lagging, so I'll answer when I can. But
No worries.
what do you just take? Do you just take the share that we have of that? Wait just a minute. I think we might have done the first question wrong.
Yeah, I think so because they won't get that return. It's not even worth 12, and they're expecting 15. So my guess is the second question is wrong because we're in the right ballpark with our 12 million
Right.
value. So how much money did they need to receive in order to get 5 times on their investment? 5 times.
We needed to earn 15 million. So that means the company's value would have to be 30.
Okay.
And so then
30? No, because that would be half, wouldn't it?
percent share that we have, that, which is the
Wouldn't it be 60 million?
I might have done it
Because so 15 million is 25% of 60 million.
There we go.
Then it's that.
Yeah. There we go.
So so the company would have to be worth 60 million.
There we go.
Cool.
And right now they're saying that they're worth 12 million.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
And then that would be 25% of the equity.
Yep.
So what other means did the venture capital use to value the company?
That's pretty much it. We looked at the revenue.
Yeah, they looked
Like
at
the
like
potential.
their financial projections
Mm-hmm.
because they were saying that they would look at investing if like they would invest 3 to 10 million if a company would be able to or if it was worth or receiving revenues of 50 million within 5 to 7 years. So that's how they were projecting the value of the company is through those financial projections. Can't think of any others.
Sounds good to me.
Cool.
All right. What have you learned about bargaining tactics?
Tell them what you want.
Yeah.
I think it's just a give and take game,
Yeah.
and I mean, you have to be willing to lose some to gain some, and it's just a matter of what you value most in the deal is what you're willing to gain, and vice versa. What you consider least value is what you're most willing to give up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you're not gonna get everything you want. So I mean, just don't go in thinking. I don't know. It's two different businesses coming together, right? So two people want two different things.
Yeah. And I guess that kind of goes into the next section. It says, do hardball tactics make sense in a negotiation like this? And I don't think so.
Mm-hmm.
I think with the give and take, you have to be understanding that there are certain things that they're not willing to give up in order to be a part of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, you can You can play hardball, but
That'll
also
just make one of them walk away.
yeah, you could lose the option.
Yeah.
All right, last question. Discuss key takeaways. Terms allocate economic and control rights.
Okay.
I have no idea what that's talking about.
Yeah, I'm feeling the same way.
All right. Conflicting priorities of investors and entrepreneurs in upside down and downside scenarios. Terms have a price, VC, venture capitalist valuation techniques.
I guess the valuation techniques is you see what it's worth right now, so that's how much money you're willing to put in, and then you have to look forward to what's the potential there to get your 5 to 10 times what you invested, and
Right.
see if that's a possibility. And if it's not a possibility, then there's no reason to invest.
Yeah.
Not worth it.
And then like with the conflicting priorities, like the entrepreneurs wanted to be still in charge, but the investors at least gave them part of the board.
Yeah.
So, they kind of met in the middle. Entrepreneurs want to still keep on earning like before, but the investors want to bring somebody who has experience.
Mm-hmm.
Then in terms with price, I think of just how much that just goes with what we were talking about earlier of basically just the valuation of the company, what it's worth now compared to what it's going to be worth in 5 to 7 years. And that's where the IRR comes into play with the net present value of finding out what it's worth today and what it's going to be worth in 5+ years. So
Yeah, and how much you're giving up by giving away 25% of the company.
yeah, that too. Because when you're investing money in something like this, there's a lot of factors that play into it, and one is it's basically the opportunity cost of that money, whether you could be investing it in something else, and in addition, inflation with the money. And so, all that kind of goes into the price of, or I guess the terms of the price of what, I guess, cements the value of the company and what you're willing to come to terms with of how much of the price. So,
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Sweet.
okay, that's it.
Awesome.
Okay. That's easy. I missed like the last 15 minutes of that conversation. I think I'm still lagging, but I don't know if you guys are hearing this, but yeah.
We should start a business. We're so
We
good
are.
at negotiating now.
We could just walk in and we're good.
Okay, guys.
Can someone send me an example of their case analysis? Because like all the cases before this, they've had like questions and spreadsheets, and I've just been submitting that, so I'm not sure. This one doesn't have any questions or a spreadsheet to submit.
It should have it. It's just like the normal instructions.
The
so
same
Baden,
things that we've been doing last time, right?
Yeah. Do you always
every
use
single
the
time.
prep?
Yeah.
Do you always use the prep assignment to do your case analysis, Baden?
Yeah,
Right. So you don't
that's all
have
I've
to.
been doing.
You don't have to use that. I go off of the case guide instructions.
Like
Yeah, that's what I do.
study guide.
Yeah. So there's
Oh.
two. There's like the study guide, and then there's like the.
There's like the 9 questions that
Yeah.
has like the other questions
Oh.
within it. That's
It asks you like what
like
type
the-
of case is this, and
Yeah.
you do a 200-word summary.
200-word summary, and then all the
a
other.
bunch of other
Okay,
ones.
I have not done this a single time, and I'm
Really?
surprised I'm passing these case analysis. It is completely different than what I've been doing.
Have you been getting good grades on your analysis?
Yeah. But I've been like doing all the prep work and submitting all my spreadsheets and stuff. Oh, I feel like such an idiot.
Yeah, and I only read the prep assignment questions. I never answer them
Yeah.
until we do the meetings.
Maybe that's why he's been giving it to me. So, yeah, that's what I answer.
Well, I mean, it's still related to the case, so
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thanks for
But-
teaching me, guys. You're such a
But
good group.
Do you know what we're talking about when we say like those questions, like what type of case is it with a 200 word analysis?
and it gives you an outline for if it's an evaluation, there's like these helpful questions, and then if it's a decision, there's these helpful questions, and then you just kind of like talk about it, and then you do a hypothesis, and then evidence, and then like an alternative hypothesis.
Okay, I wish I heard all of that, but I didn't. There's it's just a case analysis study guide, and then on that there's the question like you were saying, what type of case is this?
Mhm.
What framework or criteria might apply?
Yeah. So first I do the
Yes.
200 word summary, and then I start talking about criteria and like why it's a decision, and like what are the options and what are the strongest options, and then you start talking about evidence. So you do a hypothesis, so you make a statement about the case that you believe is true, and then you give evidence, and then that's when you do spreadsheet. So you do like the math for why your evidence is correct.
Okay, so you just need 200 word summary at the beginning and then answer all those questions.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, sounds good.
Cool.
Thanks,
All right.
guys.
Yep.
No worries.
Talk to you guys.
All
Talk
right.
to you guys
All right.
later.
See ya.
See you next
Bye.
week.
Bye.
Take care, guys.